Hi, it's Alex Skolnick. Welcome to my latest lesson for Guitar World. Today I want to talk about playing over key changes. There are a lot of examples of this in jazz. I'm going to focus on one that's kind of a drastic key change, which is the half-step key change. A great example of this is So What by Miles Davis, which was later done as a faster version called Impressions by John Coltrane. In both cases, you have D minor as your A section, and that happens for 8 bars, and it repeats, and then the whole thing moves up a half step to E flat minor, and then that's for 8 bars, and then back down for the last 8 bars. Instead of going over the whole song, in the interest of time, I'm just going to be looking at those 2 chords. And we're just going to do a short vamp and talk about how to approach those changes. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my chord, nice basic D minor chord. I'm going to vamp this, and I'm going to move it up a half step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add a bass line. Okay, so here's a little pattern. Now here's what I don't want to do. All right, so that's just moving up a half step. Now here's something a little more interesting. Okay, so what do? I just made that up on the spot, by the way. I didn't have a lick worked out. That's called improvisation. But basically what I'm doing here is I'm using this F to pivot to the next key. Okay, so when I'm hearing a D minor chord, right, I hear all the notes surrounding that. But then it moves up a half step. So I have this whole other position. Right, because we get so locked into thinking about scales. We think, oh, D minor, that means I need to play this. Oh, E flat minor, I need to play this. But no, when you're actually improvising, you don't think in terms of scales in that sense, not the way you practice them. You want to think in terms of melodic ideas. So this F is interesting because it's a common tone. Right, it works over both chords. The same thing happens with C. Right, so over D minor, this is the 7th note. But if I move it up a half step, now it's the 6th. Right, so I want to bring these together. Right, so I'm using that as a pivot. Now I'm going to play over the rhythm again. Watch how I use F and watch how I use C. Okay, so that last line, I ended on this C, and I actually started my D minor line before I got to the chord, which is fine, because it's going to resolve, because I know that that chord is coming. So the point of all this is, if you have a key change, don't follow it. Don't take your lick and go, whatever the lick is. Find a way to take the lick and then go to other notes within the key. So in the case of So What or Impressions, F and C are the common tones. Some other chord progressions may have more common tones that you can play around with. This is kind of a drastic example, but it's a very good example. So that's it for this edition. I hope you've enjoyed this, and enjoy your practicing, and I will see you again real soon.